Hello, and thank you so much for being here today with me. I wanted to talk about stress and anxiety and how it is affecting almost everybody, and when to be, when does it become alarming and how to deal with it. Um, Before I start, I wanted to tell you that I have seen anxiety from very close, where I have noticed the symptoms of anxiety almost all the time in my life. And at that point in time, when I was going through it, I didn't know what to do, what's happening to me. Nobody was really equipped to tell me what's happening to me. And I kept looking for answers here and there. And one fine day, I decided to meet a therapist and or a psychologist. This psychotherapist um, told me a couple of things about anxiety, but it couldn't answer all my questions. And my journey, in my journey, I have experienced anxiety for a very, very long time. And if I say years, it won't be, uh, exaggeration. Now, anxiety, when you go to a psychologist or a therapist, a lot of time they will give you some medicines, and if you feel like it, you can take it as well. But in my case, I haven't taken any medicines or anything to really cure it, because I just kept on looking for answers here and there, until one day when I found a coach who actually helped me um, deal with my emotions and help me come out of what I was going through. And it took me some time to reach where I have reached now, and I would say created a very okay relationship. Created a very collaborative relationship with my anxiety, where my anxiety does not really bugs me or stays with me for an entire day or many, many days. So now, what is anxiety is very important to understand. How do you identify that you are required to take help and support of somebody to deal with it? First of all, anxiety is where um, you know anxiety and stress is very normal. First of all, if you're a human, you will go through certain situations where you'll feel very, very anxious, where you'll feel stressed. For example, let's say you're going to take an exam, a job interview, you're getting married. There are a lot of things wherein you'll feel that um, anxiousness in your body. But what is chronic anxiety? An anxiety that actually starts affecting everyday life of a person, an anxiety that does not really let a person rest. It makes them really, really restless. So the first symptom to it is that you'll feel very restless, like running away, from your space, like there's always something wrong, like, no peace inside of you. And it will continue, like it will not settle down, and it will probably stay with you for weeks or months, and so on and so forth. And the second thing for anxiety is that you may also experience heart palpitations, which I used to experience. So I used to experience 24/7 heart palpitations, and I couldn't sleep. So insomnia is another symptom of an anxiety which is required to go, which requires you to go and meet somebody professionally and get help. You'll feel like there's a lot of negative thoughts going on in your head all the time. Those negative thoughts will go on in your head, on and on, and you'll act like an overthinker. You'll just overthink about everything, because there's a lot of engagement that is happening with your thoughts. So this is um, what I also went through, all of them in different uh, degrees, I would say, but I did. Now, anxiety will have a very crippling effect on you. Now, what do we mean by crippling effect? It means that anxiety will not let you do anything. Anxiety will not allow you to move out of your bed and make your bed. Anxiety will not allow you to sit and focus on something. Even if you're doing something at the back of your mind, da 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 da, all the things will keep going on, and you'll feel very, very uncomfortable with those thoughts. The heart palpitations will um, will make you feel that there's always danger and threat everywhere, and you have to run away. So anxiety is something that is normal to a certain extent, where it probably stays for maybe half an hour, 1 hour, half a day. Okay, but if it is staying with you for weeks, if it is staying with you all the time, 24/7, then it is your cue that this has become alarming, and now I have to go and see a psychotherapist, or a coach, whoever can help me get out of this um, emotional dis-ease that I'm going through. Now, anxiety is very much about emotions and about your mind. It's all about your thoughts and your emotions, and it physically manifests in your body as different ailments. For example, your immunity will go really, really down. Your energy levels will be very down. You'll not feel like doing anything. You'll feel very tired and exhausted all the time. So all of those could be the physical manifestations as well that will come into your space. Now, how to, where is this anxiety coming from? First of all, that's also a very important thing to understand. The anxiety comes from uh, fear of the future. Okay, it can also appear in your space. For example, there has been a genetic history to it. Let's say your father had anxiety issues, your grandparents had anxiety issues, or your mother had anxiety issues. So it will come to you, it may get transferred to you through the DNA. Okay, now this um, will anxiety will get triggered when something happens in your space, probably an event. It can also get triggered just like that. I mean, let's say something is about to happen, some event, something which is not going as per your how you want it to be, and it is making you fear, a thought about the fear, um, about a thought about your future. And this anxiety will come up, and that's where you'll feel very, very uh, drained, and all sort of symptoms that anxiety brings with you. Now, the fear of future is the major reason for a person to feel anxious to an extent where they will require help to deal with it. And I want you to trust me when I say this, that if you have the right tool, you can beat anxiety, you can beat stress. There is nothing in this world that can stop you from living a free life if you really have the right tools to deal with it. Where does these tools come from? They come from your life coach, your therapist or psychotherapist. They can actually teach you how to work with your emotions, what to do when fear comes up. Um, and a very, very important tool to anxiety is being in the present, um, being thinking not thinking much about future, but actually being in the present, being mindful. Okay, being noticing where you are. So for example, the anxiety comes up, surfaces in your space. Take your attention to the present moment. Your cue that you are in the future as of now, and there's a lot of what if this happens, what if that happens, happening in your space. And you have to bring your focus back to your present, from where you will start noticing what are the things that are there in the probably in the room. So you can notice five colors that are there, you can notice five sounds that you can hear at that time, you can notice five things that are there in that room. And with this exercise you will immediately bring your back focus back to your present and not to that fearful thoughts. uh, Mindfulness works, it helps, and mindfulness is actually the way one becomes the creator of their life as well. In my case, I also have learned not to get entangled with the thoughts that are coming up. You see, there are 70,000 thoughts that pop up in a person's brain, in a person's mind every day. Now, you have to consciously decide if you really want to get entangled and talk back to all those 70,000 thoughts in your space. I am sure you don't want to. Okay, you may want to attend to some selected thoughts which are about necessary things in life, but not all of them. Now, where are these thoughts coming from? These thoughts come from your past experiences, the events that you've gone through, how somebody made you feel, all of those things, your emotions, whether you dealt with them or you suppressed them. So these thoughts come from there. Now, do you want to really deal with all those 70,000 thoughts? I'm sure that you don't. So, that's where this practice of mindfulness comes into picture. And that's where you will be in the present. How? By not engaging or entangling with the thoughts that pop up in your mind. And a very strange but an interesting fact about thoughts is that when you watch it, it will slow down. Okay, so all you have to do is, and I'll take you through a small meditation so that you know how to do it, and just practice this every day and see how it works. Okay, now what I want you to do is that close your eyes, close your eyes and take deep and slow breaths, as deep as you can, as deep as you can. You can sit straight, you can lie down, however way you are comfortable. And take your attention and awareness to your um, mind, to your brain, where all the thoughts are popping up. And see each thought popping up. Keep breathing, slow and deep breaths. See each thoughts popping up. And I want you to consciously not engage with them and let them pass. They're coming and they're passing from your space. Let them pass. Take some time. You don't have to label them. You don't have to answer to any thoughts. You don't have to judge those thoughts, anything. You just have to let them, whatever thought is coming up, let them pass. And in a couple of minutes, you'll see how it slows down. You can take as much time as you want to be in this moment, in this present moment, where you are just aware, but you're not engaging. Take your time and only open your eyes when you are comfortable and you want to. Do subscribe to this channel because I'm going to bring up beautiful videos that is going to give you a lot of insight in your daily day-to-day life.